Jayme.
All right, guys, enjoy here, South Florida, little acai, RMBJJ. Talk to you guys a little bit about the beginning of RMBJJ here in Florida. So, first of all, a little quick. Enjoy a little
acai bowl.
All South Florida weather, can't complain.
Special.
Talk a little bit about the RMBJJ, the beginning here in Florida. So actually, Professor Jayme is Shimon Jayme is my first black belt form here in Florida.
Proud, proud.
Actually, the creator of the school logo, the big head logo. So
that goes way back in the day.
yes,
huh?
tell us a little bit how it started in the beginning. How it was when I actually met you first time at the capoeira school?
Yeah, that's what I'll tell you. You know, I had always had an interest to train Brazilian jiu-jitsu and everything. I grew up right next door.
I grew up, gone.
Well, I grew up in Rio de Janeiro, right next door to Master Carlson Gracie's school. I had been in there a couple times, and my father wanted me to train with the guys there. He knew everybody in there. And I don't know, I just, I never really came across. I had a bad experience one time. I didn't see much of what I liked, and I just decided not to do it. Then I come to America. I was training capoeira, actually. I used to teach all the kids programs.
Actually, Professor Jayme was a capoeira teacher when I first met him.
I was there for 12 years, you know, doing that. Professor Rodrigo comes over from Boston. From Boston, and he wanted to expand the program. He says, we're moving to Florida, and I'm looking for a space where I can teach jiu-jitsu. And I was like, oh, that's great, look at that. This guy's coming to teach jiu-jitsu right in here. So we're gonna start a program. And then we started talking, and I found out he's from Rio de Janeiro. He knew a lot of people that I knew, a lot of people in common. And we hit it off right from the beginning. And I said, you know what, why not? So he convinced me. He said, no, you got to do my class. It's nothing like what you saw before. And you know, you're going to have fun. I said, you know, why not? So I used to come to the capoeira school, teach my classes, train in my classes, and then I would stay for jiu-jitsu class.
Late at night, by the way.
Late at night, that's right. But I'll tell you one thing. Like even today, I tell my students all the time, everything that I know and the way I teach and the style I have, I learned everything from him. I started as a white belt with him, and it took one class. I remember like it was yesterday. I don't know why, but in the whole class period, I just remember this. Going through the warm-ups and everything, and then learning how to open the guard. That's all I remember. And I remember putting my hands, the knee goes in the middle, I push back, the guard opens, and I felt accomplished. I said, oh, I got it. What do I do now? It was that thing in the back of my head, like, I know how to open this guard now, what do I do next? And then he says, class is over. Let's line up.
Just a little bit taste of jiu-jitsu.
A little taste of it. And I remember driving home that night thinking, what do I do now? I know how to open the guard, and it was going to be the weekend, so I had the whole weekend before I had the class again. And it was torture the whole weekend, me thinking, what do I do after this? Until I got to the class again. I gotta tell you, that's all it took. Here I am years later, you know, black belt under Professor Rodrigo Mendes. Right here, that's right. Wear it very proudly, and you know, we push forward the shield of the RMBJJ, and here I am today, got bitten by the jiu-jitsu bug. And you know, I don't see myself doing anything else. This is basically a passion, you know, it doesn't go away.
That's awesome, guys. So the idea about the channel is like bring to you guys a little bit about who am I, who is all the professors from the association, what we do, why we love so much what we do. So we just share with you guys not just techniques, but a little bit of the lifestyle that we live, because we don't do jiu-jitsu, we live jiu-jitsu. That has to do with the food that we eat, the language that we speak, and the life that we live. Thank you so much, guys, for visiting the channel, and hope to see you guys soon.
Os.